This one is going to be all over the place, so just forgive Coach. So, as far as hooks, we've talked about that before. We know about Hendon. We know about the ladies walking the street that hook you in, all that sort of stuff. So there's something going on there. They get their hooks into you. That's how they get you, right? So, as far as the Cowboys, they signed former Patriots quarterback. Oh, what's going on here? Look, have seen so the New England Patriots have seen another former quarterback find a new home. After seeing Bailey Zappi land with the Cleveland Browns not long ago, Will Grier is the latest QB to land a new contract. So to me, that says the Cowboys would have probably signed Zappi if the Browns didn't snag him up off the Chiefs practice squad, right? So who is Bailey Zappi? What's going on with him? Well, this is Coach's read, okay? Bailey Zappi is incredibly talented. But I think Bailey Zappi is incredibly unlikable as a person, right? I think his teammates like fucking hate him. So like he was like doing stuff all alone, like with the wide receivers, like when the other QBs are watching film, all that sort of stuff. Maybe he was just ostracized because he's better, blah blah blah. But I think there's a little something deeper going on, and I think Bailey Zappi is very full of himself, and he's already bought the Zappi mania, and that level of confidence is actually going to help him succeed with the Browns, but it's hurting his career. Bailey Zappi is a tragedy. So if Bailey Zappi would have just played ball, he probably would be the Patriots starting quarterback right now. Very enviable position, right? Where does he go after that? The Chiefs, he could have been the heir apparent to Patrick Mahomes, right? When they get rid of him next year. Doesn't work out. They get rid of him. They keep Carson Wentz, almost certainly because he's a character concern. Okay? So the Cowboys, okay, so then he misses his shot by getting picked up by the Cowboys. He would have thrived there too, right? They wouldn't have been looking for Mahomes next year. He would just be their quarterback, okay? But instead, he ends up on the cursed QB squad. And even though he's going to have his nice little run, his whole career is going to get ended in the Super Bowl when Za'Darius Smith literally just ends his life. So that's what's going on with Zappi, in my opinion. He's incredibly talented, but he's not overconfident. He just doesn't know how to. He's not a gracious winner, right? You know what I mean? So he just rubs people the wrong way, right? That's my take on it. Now, I like this piece of coding on Grier. 28 passes for 228. Like nothing really specific to us. It just shows like they're doing something completely different over there. And clearly that doesn't seem like a coincidence to us, right? So let's see. So we know. So the movie Frailty. A lot of these are going to be topics that Coach really wishes he had more time to get like deep into, but they're working him to death, and it is what it is. And I have to like try to piece stuff together, and I think about these big long rants I want to do, and then it's like I'm lucky if I remember like even one little bit of it, right? So anyways, Frailty is an amazing movie with Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, where also you can see that this reel looks like a 6 with a bunch of 5-pointed stars, right? But anyways, we got the one eye symbolism on the Frailty. So this is a movie with a very common trope we've heard about how our great God that you and I love, somehow our God that tells us, like, if we do anything wrong, he makes us feel like shit, right? And, like, we just literally, like it's almost impossible to forgive ourselves because we're just, like, literally swamped in shame and, like, sweating dread because, like, we literally fucked up and, like, the person who, like, the being that gave us everything is going to be, like, incredibly mad, and, like, we don't need a rule or something like that to tell us because we knew it was wrong before we even did it, right? Somehow that same God can go and tell some crazy, like dude with like horns and face tattoos and like piercings all on his face, all that sort of stuff. He'll tell that same guy to go like, you know, in Inferno nursing home, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you're just something insane, right? Like how does that happen? Well, I actually think they're telling the truth. I do think that their God is telling them, but I think that one of the biggest lies out there is that like there's just God and he controls everything. Like it tells you in the Bible, Satan controls shit and God like controls his own shit, right? So clearly whoever is telling them to do that terrible shit, it is their God, it is who they call God, but it ain't our fucking God. So you can't put that shit on us just because their fucked up cult psychopath cabal religion would want to do some sick perverted shit with fucking kids or whatever the hell they're fucking into with animals. God knows what, right? So like somehow we get lumped in with that, right? So fuck all that. That's all coach has to say there. So anyways, what is the Meg? Right? What is the Meg? I don't know, but it's something and you need to find out about it. I had another really good one too. I was like, oh, that's another one too. But of course, yeah, it is what it is. I had to go back to work and fucking do dumb shit. So anyways, conspiracy theory. And coach doesn't even remember which ones these are loaded up, so we're literally scrolling. So conspiracy theory. So I would be labeled a conspiracy theorist. I would strongly shun that notion. I have probably the best rebuttal for it you've ever heard. Okay? And it's not going to be the one you probably are thinking of that everybody else goes to. Although that one is also valid, but we can get a little bit deeper. To coach conspiracy theories or conspiracy theorists, that is a genre of fiction which plays by the same rules as fantasy, horror, drama, comedy, etc. Right? You can't just go say anything can be anything. If you want to be what's considered a mainstream conspiracy theorist, right? Someone they're actually going to put on the news, all sorts of stuff. They got their rules and they all say the same things and it's all coded, all that sort of stuff, right? Coach does believe in conspiracies and he does make theories, but Coach believes that he is doing something entirely different. I am literally just trying to assess where I am using the best knowledge I have around. I'm not trying to concoct some sort of theory of a conspiracy for the sake of it. I'm trying to make sense of where the fuck I am because it seems important. Okay? So there's that. Now, what kind of art does Coach make? Coach makes very odd art. Okay? And it probably does look similar to what someone in the club would make, but I don't think so. I think you should probably be able to see like there was actually a person trying to make this. This isn't just some like AI generated, right? Whatever. So we got Mike Vick, we got Louis C.K., we got Don King, we got Will Smith crying, we got R. Kelly, we got O.J. Simpson, and we got Rev Run all the way on the right. It's clearly some sort of like religious thing, right? Like they're all happy, having a good time. I'll be honest, Coach made this because he thought it was funny, right? But it is also like, oh, you like it's interesting like how something that really should be incredibly unsettling can be presented in such a friendly, playful light. Like you almost want to be there. Like that looks like a party, right? We know we don't want to be anywhere near any of those freaks, right? So that's what Coach is getting at there. Now, here's the polar opposite side. This is the sort of stuff where they would usually show you in a really positive light and try to glamorize it, etc. But Coach tries to show it as raw as possible. So this is the type to where it's like, it's meant to disturb the audience, but it's to shock you into waking up and looking what's around. Okay? So this is what Coach has here. Okay? What we got? We got a dude in a mask playing dice. He's like betting his last bit of money away, and he's clearly like, controlled, but look, he still got some super nice, I can't remember the name of the designer, but some super nice designer, mask or whatever, right? We got the girl out front with the stars on the hat. She's got the gas mask thing on, right, to give you the dystopian vibe. We got Hunter Biden snapping a picture of some freak in a mask back there. He's got the tattoo, all that sort of stuff. And then I did have rats coming out of his chest. I don't know what happened there. I think there's actually a lot. I think I even had like one eye and a cigar. So I don't know how I ended up with like this old draft of it. But just to give you an idea, this is the type of stuff Coach does. And it's not because he likes this sort of stuff. It's just to show you like, hey, this is what Clown World looks like. Like this is how Coach sees things. Maybe you think that makes him disturbed, but he thinks the people he sees are disturbed. Right? And he's just trying to make sense of it. So there's that. Now, I didn't spend any time at all thinking about this one, but other than like, I could totally see Rosie O'Donnell being a good enough actor to play Donald Trump. I actually think she is a good actress. I really enjoy the movie Wide Awake. So, I think she's one of the few people I actually could buy. Like, yeah, I could totally see her being Trump. Right? And it's definitely a woman. So I'm not saying they look alike, but I'm saying like she's got the chops. If they've got a mask to make her look like that, that's who's doing it. Now, as far as the Cleveland Browns made a roster move today, I did not look into this guy at all, but look, Anusium, like Anubis, right? Chigozie and Newsium, right? So that's definitely something. Stefanski says Jordan Hicks is set to return. That definitely makes the Browns so easy to root for. They got Super Bowl champion Jordan Hicks of my Eagles right there. That defense is so fun. They have really buried the story on this Browns team is that you've probably never seen a defense that's more fun to watch. Like that Denzel Ward interception where he just like rips it out of the dude's hands, like when they're all leaping backwards, or like just the way these dudes just thump. Like, yeah, they'll miss some tackles, but it's because they're trying to kill everybody. Like we know it's fake, right? But that's the identity of this team. This made Coach a little bit nervous, but once he thought it through, he still thinks he's right. But it could go either way. I told you the whole time. Texans versus Colts, they were both work against my Browns. I don't give a fuck which one it is. I do think they're doing the Flacco narrative, and I think he gets like red hot, like 5-1, 10 the season, all sort of stuff. So they're like the two hottest teams facing off in the playoffs. Plus the Colts got like the pedigree, like they've been around forever. Like what the fuck are the Texans, right? Just some bullshit expansion team, right? But as far as the Texans, I mean, it is a revenge game. It is, like CJ Stroud, like they are like supposed to be, like Super Bowl contenders. It's like the better win for the Browns. So like if you think the better story is the tougher road for the Browns, it's definitely the Texans. But I think sometimes like if you can do like a rematch without doing a rematch, like somehow get them to go against their former quarterback with Flacco, I think that's better because any normie is going to be thinking like they might be running Browns Texans again. Right? You know what I mean? So, like, I think Browns Colts is one absolutely nobody on fucking earth is going to see coming. But it's got to be a Flacco starting. So they're starting Richardson back. I think he gets hurt or something. But it's very possible the Texans just figure it out. And, that's that. And I think if I were to be looking for a tell on, like, how the Texans are going to turn around, like, their really bad part is happening right now, right? Like, maybe they don't also have that really bad part at the end of the season, but that Titans game, last game of the season, certainly smells like a trap game. I'm still taking the Colts, just telling you, still my least sure pick. So keep an eye on those Texans for me. All right, that's what I got. Coach had more, but it is what it is. Hopefully he'll remember.